Ladies and gentlemen, he's on stage right now, the star of Supernatural and the Gilmore Girls, Mr. Jared Padalecki.
Hi guys. Wow. Can y'all do the voice modulator thing where I sound real sexy and I'm like, hey. Hi, thank y'all so much for coming to see me and listen to me jibber jabber about a bunch of stupid, useless stuff that I have to say. Who came from the farthest place away? This is always my favorite. Did anybody come from, where did y'all come from? Mindanao? Wow. Thank you. Kick butt. Where else? Melbourne? There are a lot of Melbournes, huh? Melbourne? Am I saying it right? Someone correct me. Melbourne. I love also, I found out when I was doing the autographs that when we spell something, we say, like if I was to spell the, I'd say T-H-A, and y'all say T-H, like with that. I dig it. Awesome. I'd love to start answering anybody's questions. Do I have like disco music?
There is some disco music coming through. If you got a question and I'm near you, put your hand up and I'll run the mic to you.
Okay, I know there's going to be how is this scheduled? There's going to be a microphone kind of wandering around. Okay.
Hi, I was just wondering, what were the most physically and emotionally tiring episodes to film?
Okay, emotionally tiring, have y'all seen out here Mystery Spot? Okay, that was in real life, I've got an older brother, and also I'm very close to Jensen. And so when you're shooting an episode where you have to basically watch your brother die over and over and over again, the only way to really do it, if you're a committed actor, is to really try and put yourself there in that position. And so we had to do it so many times. And it was a funny episode, but it couldn't be funny to me ever. It had to be serious to Sam. Otherwise, if it happens and he's like, oh, well, then it's not funny, it's not sad. And then the ultimate reversal of Sam's character and Dean, it doesn't mean as much. And so I basically had to, it was like, what are we filming today? Oh, Dean dies, great. And then, you finally get it done and you're like, thank God that day is over. And you're like, what are we filming tomorrow? Thank you. Thank you. That sounded good. The next day, so the next day, Dean dies again. And so that was a very, very draining episode. Physically, and not because of what was happening on the show, but in the second season there was an episode called Heart. Okay. And so that episode, I was waking up every day like 3 hours before I got picked up for work to work out, because I was like, gonna get naked, have to run. And so like push-ups and sit-ups and like going back to my trailer and trying to do curls and stuff like that. And so that, even though it wasn't necessarily very physically demanding the episode, I was trying to like look all suave. So I tired myself out. And you learn also when you shoot so much that you can't, there's a phrase in the States, I'm sure it's here too, called burning the candle at both ends. Like if you work so hard during the day, you're supposed to rest when you're not working, not work out, So that was the most physically draining question. Thank you. God? Thanks.
Jared, I just really wanted to say that I love your Texan accent, and I was just wondering if you could show it off.
Like just put it out there?
Yes.
Maybe I'll drop my like LA talk and kind of, it's just lazy. Like Texas speech is just lazy, right? I mean, it's like if I get tired or drunk, which I don't do, then I sort of just go, hey guys, what's going on? Like y'all guys. I think I say y'all guys a lot, which I think I offended 2 girls today when I said y'all guys. And they were like, first off, it's not y'all. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we're not guys. Like, I'm sorry, you 2 girls. So it'll come out if y'all catch me off guard. Thank you.
Okay, weird question time. You've just been shooting on a movie.
I did.
Yeah. Do you have any major mistakes that you did during the movie, or anything that stood
Major
out?
mistakes?
Yeah.
I hope not.
And the other thing is, that's to keep you entertained on the trip back in case you get diverted.
Let's see what this is. I got diverted on the way here. I got diverted and delayed. I'm going to go with the present first. Is this for me to keep? Thank you. Yes. Oh, I'm going to... Remember what I was talking about with heart? It's going to be that all over again, because... It's going to be that all over again, because I've got some rockin' candy. Thank you. Thank you. Kick ass. Kick butt. Kick bottom. Bollocks. I'm trying to get the Australian accent down. I think, and mistakes, that's a funny question. There have been, it's weird. I try not to use the word mistake a lot or regret. No. This is just something that I sort of feel like life is not promised, and life is a learning experience. And I think if you're dishonest with yourself, and you sort of think you're supposed to be one way or you're supposed to be another way, then you put too much pressure on yourself to be something that you might not necessarily want to be, or do something that you might not necessarily want to do. And so I sort of just see everything as a learning experience and try to become better for it. Thank you. Where did magic microphone go?
Back down here. Other way. Look, yep, here we are. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to do my hand.
Yep, closer. Keep going. Now I'm right there.
Yes,
Yep.
got it.
With this,
Thank you.
young man down the back here.
What's going on?
What was the most annoying episode physically?
The most annoying episode physically? That's a good question. It would have to be, you know what? What was a really tough episode physically was the very first one we ever did after the pilot. It was called Wendigo. And we had just kind of gotten used to our characters, and we had just these little tennis shoes. I had like these little Puma shoes that I love, but we had to run through the woods a lot. And so just like twisting ankles and like bruising up your legs, running into trees and stuff like that. So Wendigo was really tough. I think the toughest or most annoying episodes physically are the ones where you're running around a lot, because, you know, when you're shooting a movie or a television show, it's like, okay, run as fast as you can that way. You're like, okay, and you do it, and you're like, okay, I'm a little tired, but I'm cool. And they're like, okay, we gotta do take 2. Run as fast as you can that way. You're like, okay. So you do it, you're like, get a little tireder, and they're like, okay, we're done. You're like, thank God. And they're like, okay, put the cameras over here. Run as fast as you can that way. Like, I just ran as fast as I could. And so by the last take, you're like waddling as fast as you can. So any of the running scenes are kind of annoying. Thank you.
Jared, on your 9.
On my 9.
Stage on your left.
On my 9.
On your 9.
That's embarrassing. Our clocks are different in the States, guys. They go this way.
Hard left. Over there.
Okay, got it.
I probably sound really, really strange asking you this, but can I have a hug?
Yes, you can have a hug. She's trying to pull me to her. Nice to meet you. You're welcome. That was easy enough to answer.
Yeah. But hard to do. While we're in that stand, this young man here.
You're still over there. Hey, bud.
How's it going?
Good, man. It's this is my favorite part. Well, I guess it's not my favorite part. I like being able to talk to everybody specifically, but it's so fun to see everybody and chat, you know.
There's one thing I noticed when you came here, is that I noticed that you're really, really tall. You know, you're massive.
Yeah.
It's what I wanted to know is, did that have much of an impact on you when you were auditioning for the part?
Big time. You know what? My height, for those who I haven't stood next to, I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm like 6'4" in the States. So I don't know what the conversion equation is, but I think I'm like 197 or something like that. 193? Cool. 193. And it didn't have too bad of an effect on this role because I'd been doing Gilmore Girls for 5 years, and so they knew how tall I was. But other roles, if you're trying out for somebody's son, like I tried out for a movie where I was going to play Jane Seymour's son, and I'm a big fan of Jane Seymour, but she's like 5'8", 0. And so I don't think they wanted to see a scene where it's like, hey, Mom, and then I'm like leaning down to hug her. So it's tough when you have to play somebody's son or daughter if you're a girl, but hopefully I won't be playing anybody's daughter anytime soon. But for this role, it was all right. And Jensen's tall. Jensen's like 6'1", which I'll go to my conversion factor people. 185. He's 185. I'm 193. So it was fine because he's tall also.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask a favour, really. My sister-in-law, Nicole, would love to be here, but she's not well, so just wondering if you could send a cheerio to her.
To Nicole?
Yes, please.
Hey, Nicole, am I talking to a camera? My eyes are bad or something. I wish you could be here. Get well soon. I'm sorry you're sick. You're missed.
Oh.
Get well, Nicole. This is for you, Nicole. Everybody's clapping.
Hi, Jared. I just wanted to know, they said no hugs, but can I have a kiss? No, I'm just joking. Are you enjoying your time in Australia?
What about Christopher Columbus?
Are you enjoying your time in Australia?
I'm really enjoying my time in Australia. I love Australia. I love Australians. I've been here now twice for a couple months per time, and I have the best time here. I always do. People are so welcoming and so relaxed. It reminds me a lot of Texas, just in that people, it's okay to just do whatever you do. It's okay to just be somewhere hanging out. You don't have to like be talking about your agency or be talking about your managers, or you can just talk about footy, you know? So I love Australia. Where did it go? The magic microphone.
If you had to be a demon or a witch or a vampire, which would you be in the show if you weren't Sam?
If I had to be a demon, a witch, or a vampire. Demon would be pretty cool, but I'd go with vampire. You know? Cool teeth and stuff like that. Actually, I'd love to fly, so I'd have to do vampire.
Hi, Jared.
Hi.
I was wondering, what's the funniest, what do you think is the funniest episode?
What do I think is the funniest episode?
Yeah.
I think the funniest, which one? The Trickster episode is funny. Yeah, what was that one called? That was called Tall Tales. Yeah, I'd have to go with Tall Tales, because that was a lot of fun to shoot. We each had some funny stuff to do, and we got pranks played on us. My favorite episode, funny-wise, to shoot was Bad Day at Black Rock, which is keep on falling down and stuff like that. My favorite part of that episode, and I always laugh whenever I see it, is when we go into the restaurant, I forget what it's called, but we go into the restaurant, and they take a picture of us, and Sam is like, uh-oh, we should, and Dean's like this. Like, he's so excited. And so every time I see that episode, I always talk about how much it makes me laugh, because he looks like he's 5 years old. He's so excited that he won free food for a year, you know, so I'd have to say that one makes me laugh.
Jared, after this question, I'd get you to choose 2 people or 3 people in this group after I've chosen this person.
The pressure's on,
It
man.
is.
I'm in. So this is a little bit left-wing, and take it anywhere you like.
Okay.
Captain Jack Sparrow versus Captain Kirk.
Captain Jack Sparrow versus Captain Kirk? I'll go with, I'm going to really think that out. And what? In fighting or in, like, coolness?
Any way you want to take it.
Any way I want to take it. I think, you know what? I love Jack Sparrow, but I think Kirk could take him. You ever see the one where he's fighting the reptile? And what is that called? I forget what it's called, but Kirk is pretty tough. Sparrow's a little bit too daisy, you know? All right, I'll go with you.
In the blue?
Oh, I'll go with the blue next, but I got my boy right here.
What's the most annoying thing Jensen's done on the show?
Most annoying thing Jensen's done on the show. Okay, going back to, we don't really get annoyed with each other because we're buddies. You know how it is. When it's your buddy, you're like, come on. But during Mystery Spot, where we're talking over each other, and it's at the same time, I forget the line is like, Sam Winchester wears makeup. Sam Winchester cries his way through sex. Sam Winchester keeps a ruler by the bed, and every morning. Okay, Sam Winchester keeps a ruler by the bed, and every morning when he wakes up, okay, enough. He kept on going, and every morning when he wakes up, okay, enough. but the line was every morning when he wakes up, he. And so we'd get through, and it'd be like, you don't know everything. Yes, I do. And it was like, okay, fine. And then Sam Winchester wears makeup. And we do it right, and we were like, sweet. So we keep going. Sam Winchester cries his way through sex. And each time, you can't break character, you know, but like people are starting to laugh, our crew is starting to laugh and stuff. And so we're just trying, for me, it's so tough, because once I get laughing, I'm done. And so we make it through the makeup line. Then we make it through the sex line. And then we make it all the way to Sam Winchester keeps a ruler by the bed. And every morning when he wakes up, he just goes straight to okay enough. And while I was going to he, and so I'd be like, no! We're so close. And so we did that probably like 4 or 5 times. And I was like, look, I'll change it. Just tell me what you want. Do you want he or no he? And so inevitably, I'd be saying he, and he wouldn't say it. And then so the next take, I wouldn't say it because I was trying to do what he was doing, and he would say it. And so we get so close, and it had to be one take. Otherwise the magic is gone if it's not played like that. Like if you just keep on breaking and stuff like that. So that was probably the worst.
Jared, what's the one thing you've kept since childhood?
The one thing I've kept since childhood? My immaturity. It doesn't have to be tangible, does it? I think I'll go something not possession. I think my outlook on life. I'm still excited, you know. I'm still happy to be around, playing.
Jared, 2 people from the back here.
You know what? Whoever you're closest to.
Okay.
I know you've received enough candy to send anyone into a diabetic coma, but I was wondering if there was any other gifts that you've received or that have stood out from fans at all?
You know what? I got an Aussie slang book that I'm excited to learn so I can like pull off the Aussie accent. I know, I've already been saying no. Yeah, I like it. And then, how you going? Fair dinkum. So, I'm excited about that. And then I have a cool koozie and a cool beanie that I'm really excited to play with. And then some stuff for my niece, which was very sweet. I mean, obviously everything has been really exciting to get. And the candy. When y'all see episode 1 of season 4, and it's like Jensen playing Dean and some other guy playing Sam, it's actually going to be me. It's just going to be me after the candy that I'm about to eat on the flight home. So, you know, give me like 4 or 5 episodes to sort of treadmill it off.
Hi, I was just wondering if you had any like favorite lines that you just love delivering.
I lost my shoe. That was a fun one. Y'all like I lost my shoe? Okay, good. Let me see. I have to say the line to do the face. It's hard to do it without laughing. I lost my shoe. Okay.
Which show did you like better, Supernatural or Gilmore Girls?
I'd have to say Supernatural. I mean, Gilmore Girls was a great show. She asked which one I liked better, Gilmore Girls or Supernatural. And Gilmore Girls was a great show to shoot, a great show to film, a lot of fun. I got along really well with the cast. But Supernatural, I get to do so much more, and my character is so much more fleshed out. And I get to fight and run and like kiss girls and stuff like that. So it's very exciting. Where did it go? Okay, I got you.
Man.
I just wanted to ask, do you ever go out with Jensen and like actually catch up, or do you only ever see him on the actual Supernatural set?
We go out all the time. We go out all the time. Whenever we're like over the holidays, if we're in the same city, we'll go out and watch basketball games or whatever. But also, when we're not working in Vancouver, we'll go out and eat dinner. We'll go out and, you know, watch football games and basketball games and stuff like that. Or he'll come over. We'll go golfing. So we hang out a lot, and it's nice because we don't shoot in Los Angeles. We shoot in Vancouver, and so it's nice to have a buddy there because I'm in a foreign country, you know.
Hi. You honestly sound like you had a lot of fun filming. Do you and Jens ever play practical jokes on each other?
We do. I mean, is that me? Huh? All right. I'm sorry. I'm getting used to this whole microphone thing. We do play practical. Someone's playing a practical joke on me right now. Every time I'm talking, they're going. It's all right. But we do a lot of stuff during shooting, like trying to make each other laugh. and stuff like that. You know, like just making stupid faces and being goofy and not saying the right lines. But we have a fun time doing it.
G'day. What was the
Mickey T.
scariest episode? Mickey T, thanks. What was the scariest episode you've done?
To film or to watch?
Both.
You know what? This one of the scariest episodes that I can think of right now. Which one? Wendigo? That was a fun one. That was scary to film. But the episode from season 3 called "The Kids Are All Right," where Dean might have a kid, you know, and you find out it's not. But it's the second episode of season 3 with the suckling kids, little children who like changeling kids. They stare at you and they're like, and then you look in the mirror and their faces are all gray and dead. That was scary to watch. I'm gonna go with you.
Going back to the pranks, is it true that you put extra alcohol in Jensen's eggnog in the Christmas episode?
What? What do you mean? It's true that I put some stuff into his eggnog, but it got a real reaction out of him when he went to drink it. It's kind of like, you know, and then, yeah, we definitely did that. Yeah. I'll take the blame for that.
How do you choose the roles that you audition for?
How do I choose roles?
Yeah.
I have to read it and like it, because whenever I read a script first all the way through, I won't audition for anything that I haven't read. And so I'll read it, and if I like the story and I like my character and I think there's something neat I could do with it, then I'll go meet on it and see if they like me.
Seeing you're at a
I'm so excited to be here, guys. I'm sorry. This is really fun. Thank y'all.
Seeing you're at a superhero convention, what's your favorite superhero?
I got asked this yesterday, and the first thing I thought of was Batman. Batman's really cool. Yeah, and the suit and all the gadgets and the cool lines and that voice. Remember I was trying to get my voice lower? He has that like, I'm Batman. That kind of cool, low voice. I dig it, you know? Plus he doesn't have, Superman's cool, but he's such a nerd, you know? I like Batman. No spandex.
Can I get a photo with you?
Yeah, we're doing that right after.
Cool.
You just gotta wait like, I don't know what time it is in Australia.
Considering Sam's already died and given him a second chance, I'm interested in what path would you like Sam to go, good or evil? And how would you like to see his demise?
My gosh! What do you think about Sam, and when is he gonna die? How do you want him to die? I try not to think about Sam's demise a whole lot. I like my job. But I personally would love to see Sam go dark side. I've had a lot of fun playing light side Sam, I guess you would say. I've had a lot of fun playing good Sam for so long, but I had such a great time shooting Born Under a Bad Sign where I get possessed that it's so fun. And then his demise, I think the only way for Sam to properly die would be for his brother to kill him. Thank you. I don't think he would. Direct your booze at her, because she asked. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
How old were you when you first started your acting career?
When I first started my acting career, I was 18 years old. I had my high school diploma, and then I went out to follow my dream. But I think there are a lot of people that start younger, and it wasn't right for me. I wasn't ready. I didn't want to do it when I was younger. I wanted to enjoy growing up, going to school. I have a lot of fun in school. My mother's a teacher. And so I wanted to really kind of grow up and get more comfortable with myself before I went out. Because if you're not comfortable with rejection, Hollywood's not a good town. You know, a lot of people want a lot of stuff from you, and all you hear is no, 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 no. So I wanted to wait until I was 18.
Hey, there isn't any chance that you need another brother for the show.
I think someone today asked me to put, what was it? I think I signed to somebody Winchester today. So I think we might have some cousins and brothers and sisters. We've had a lot of offers, man. I appreciate it. That's what it is. It's the stereo. Back to the center.
Hey, I was just wondering, who's the most influential person in your life and why?
Wow. I'm backing up because whenever I tan this way, I feel like I'm not seeing. Okay, this is good. The most influential person in my life. I think the most influential people in my life would be my family. It's hard to say which person, but you grow up around people and you're so shaped by your family that I'd have to say, you know, Mommy, Daddy, Jeffrey, and Megan. Oh, I lost my shoe.
Hi.
God. Okay.
Hi. Some of the episodes on Supernatural are rather morally ambiguous. What do you think is the underlying moral compass of the show?
I think I think a lot of every show, a lot of every movie can be morally ambiguous. I think we've had specifically certain episodes, for instance, Bloodlust, where we sort of try and deal with racism. And, you know, is it humans against vampires? Is it humans against demons? And I know that Eric has talked a lot about trying to almost when we bridge the gap in Supernatural. And, you know, there's some episodes have been very, Dean is very, everything's black or white. If you're a demon, you're bad. I got to kill Ruby. I got to kill Gordon. I got to kill this vampire. And then Sam, the voice of reason and the voice of, hey, wait a second, like social conscious, is saying, give it some thought. And so it's a nice way to play out the some of the problems in today's society. So I think on the whole, though there have obviously been morally ambiguous episodes, I think the show tries to open people's eyes to other possibilities.
Hi, Jared. Shelley.
Hi, Shelley. I'm Jared.
I was just wondering if you have ever experienced anything supernatural, or do you believe in the supernatural?
Okay. I have not personally ever experienced anything supernatural. Not that I've ever been like, oh, that was supernatural, you know? But I'm not closed off to the possibility, you know? If something happens to me, I'm not going to go, nah, that was just this or that was just that. But I haven't had any specific experiences. But definitely now, because of the show, whenever I'm somewhere hot and like lights flicker, I'm like, it's the yellow-eyed demon. I know it is, you know? So I'm definitely more aware now of the signs, but I haven't had any personal experiences.
Hi, is there a chance that Jeffrey Dean Morgan will be coming back onto the show?
There's always a chance that Jeffrey Dean Morgan will be coming back to the show. I died and came back, and we'd love to have Jeffrey Dean Morgan back. So if anybody here writes on the internet and stuff like that, please bring him back or ask for him to be brought back, because we love Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Hey, we saw a picture of Jaredina in one of your DVD extras. Do you think we could meet her?
Sadly, Jaredina met his demise. To borrow my favorite word from a previous question, I think Jaredina has been retired.
Hi, Jared.
Hi.
I love Supernatural, but I'm actually Gilmore Girls was my favorite TV show of
Awesome.
all time. Yeah.
Well, thank you on
So-
behalf of Gilmore Girls.
I was just going to ask a question. Were you disappointed with the way your character was written out of the show?
Yes, I was, but there are a lot of. One thing I sort of learned early on and had to accept, and it's been good that I learned it when I did, is that a lot of politics and a lot of what goes on in a script and what you see on television has nothing to do with because they wanted to write you off. But like I was doing movies, and so they couldn't really devote the time they needed to. So it wasn't their fault. It wasn't bad writing or anything. It was just they didn't have a whole lot of time to write me off properly or to figure out what was going on. And then I had to deal with Warner Brothers where I was starting Supernatural, but they didn't know if Supernatural was going to go. So if it didn't go, then I was coming back to Gilmore Girls. And if it did go, which thank God it did, then I wasn't going back. So it's sort of like things are just left up in the air. And then they're like, I don't know what to do now. Blah, you know? And so that's kind of what happened. And which is unfortunate, but I had a great experience for my 5 years that I did it, you know?
Hi, I'm Jimena.
Hi.
2 questions.
Right.
One, is there any charities that you, Jensen, or the show are attached to?
Mm-hmm.
And second question is, does it ever sort of get you that Jensen's character is always one who always gets in touch with all the hot babes, like from Tall Tales and stuff like that?
Um, I, 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 there are charities that we're involved with. I think he does Doctors Without Borders, Doctors Beyond Borders. I love St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I don't know if that's over here. And anything involved with the ASPCA, any sort of animal rescue. I have 2 rescue dogs myself, so anything dealing with pets that can't take care of themselves, I'm definitely all for. And Jensen's character being the hot babe character, I sort of am jealous and relieved at the same time. You know, it's sort of like, damn, he gets to kiss them or something. But it's also really weird. When I first shot Gilmore Girls, to go back to that, you imagine stuff, and even to talk about heart, you're like, oh, cool, like, I want to be like a what do they call them? Hunk or something like that. I want to be heartthrob, that's the word. It's like, cool, I get a kissing scene. I want to be a heartthrob. And so, like, you're trying to be all cool, and, like, it's like, okay, here's where we kiss, and you go into kiss, and they're like, okay, that's great, but, Jared, when you kiss, you're blocking her face, so, like, turn your head. And you're like, okay. And they're like, okay, now lean in. But don't lean your head in. You're like, okay. Like, okay, head up right a little bit more. You're like, all right, really? Okay. And they're like, okay, now go in for the kiss. And so you end up, like, kind of, you know, and then you're like, are you sure, guys? And so it's never exciting, and it's inevitably kind of awkward. Like when we shot the heart scene, which is morally ambiguous, you know, you're running around in like underwear, and like the crew members that you've known for 2.5 years are like, how you doing? Like, I'm all right. How you doing? How's the football game? How's the wife and the kids? It's kind of weird, you know, and you know, the poor girl, she's wearing less than I am. And you feel bad for them because they're around a bunch of people they don't know. And at least I know everybody, and it's all guys. And they're like, I don't care. I don't care about seeing you with your shirt off or whatever. But it's kind of, it's pretty awkward. So I'm glad Jensen got stuck with it.
Hey, man, how you going?
I'm all right. Or sweet. Fair income.
I've got a couple of questions. One for me and one for my mate. One, what's your favorite episode out of Supernatural?
Okay.
The second one is, at the start of Supernatural, did you ever get confused when people called Dean?
Yes. I'll do the second question first because that's easier for me. For the first couple episodes, when the crew doesn't yet know your name and you don't yet know the crew's name, they just refer to you as your character. And so they'd be like, okay, we'd be blocking a scene, and they'd be like, okay, Dean's over there. And so I'd be like, cool, and like bump into Jensen. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? And then I have to be like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm going to go over here. So at first it was sort of strange, but now I've gotten used to it after 60 episodes, you know. My favorite episode, I always go back to, I love the pilot. It was a nice way to set everything up. It was a great experience. But really the first and last episodes of Season 1, Season 2 and Season 3 have been really exciting. You know, starting it off with a bang and finishing it off with a bang. So I really like the, we call them the bookends, you know, like first episode, last episode of each season. Thanks, man.
Hi. Hi. When you saw the script for Supernatural, did you decide to go with it because the script was written good, or was it because it was about the undead?
Probably not about the undead. I mean, there were many things that went into my ultimate decision to do the show. What? Okay, the script was written very well, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the character. But ultimately, I met with Eric Kripke and David Nutter, who was one of our producers. He directed the pilot, and Wendigo. And then I decided, when I heard their vision for the show, that I really wanted to be a part of it. And so luckily, then they also wanted me to be a part of it. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I have two questions as well. First of all, have both of you signed for a season 4?
Have we?
You and Jensen signed for the next season?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And second of all, in season 2, I think it was Hell House, when Jensen was putting the itching powder in your pants and you walked out in the towel, was the pec flex part of the script? Or was that something you just threw in there?
I've been found out. I don't think it was. I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier about it kind of being strange and awkward. And I think it was more of like an uncomfortable, like grabbing my towel to make sure that my towel wasn't going to fall off. There was an episode I did of ER long ago, and at the end, I'm leaning over the hospital bed, and I remember thinking, like, flex your arm, flex your arm. But I remember watching it and going, why'd you flex your arm? Why'd you flex your arm? So I try not to do any more flexing on camera. I just try and be comfortable, you know?
Hey, Jared, how you going?
What's going on, man?
I'm wondering, are you happy riding shotgun all the time and driving rentals, or are you looking to get yourself a big black beast yourself?
I'm looking into getting a big black beast, man. I want a big, I'm a big muscle car fan myself. I have a 69 Camaro, and I've had it since long before the show. So I love the Impala, and I love driving it around. And, you know, hopefully I'll get to do some of that season 4. So I don't always have to shut my cake hole.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi.
Last week's episode where the loved ones were getting phone calls.
Are y'all on new episodes right now? Awesome.
So last week's episode, last Sunday night, when the loved ones were getting phone calls from the dead, encouraging them to commit suicide, that one really put the wind up us. Are there any episodes that have that effect on you? Really, you know, freak you out?
Yeah, that one actually was one of them. There are certain things. I mean, there's certain things that when you deal with phenomena that exist all over the place, like strange phone calls and static, you know, and television's like turning to static all of a sudden. And now doing a show about it, whenever that happens, I'm like, creepy. I should go somewhere else, like go outside and listen to something goofy. But for the most part, because I'm involved in the shooting of the show and reading the scenes and stuff like that, it doesn't freak me out too much. But that one was pretty scary, actually. Long distance caller. Yeah, that was kind of creepy. Thank you.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
We're actually quite far behind here in Australia with the series.
I have quite a behind.
Well, yeah, that too.
Thank you. Just kidding. Sorry.
I was just wondering, is there any spoilers for season 4 that you can give us?
Monday, California time, I'm getting the first draft of episode 1 of season 4. So there's nothing I know yet, but Monday, LA time, which will be like next August or something, Australia time, it still kind of confuses me. I think Tuesday, Australia, I'll have read the first episode. So there's nothing I know yet. I mean, obviously, we can't leave the situation as it is. I don't know who's seen the last episode and who has not. So I don't want to give away too much, but for those who've seen the last episode, they know that we obviously can't leave the brothers apart. So we have to figure out which one is going to go where.
Hi.
Hi.
The industry's still getting over the writer's strike at the moment, and there's a possibility of an actor's strike soon. What do you think? How do you think the industry will handle that? And what unions are you guys with? If your union signed a deal yet, or?
I'm with SAG-AFTRA. I'm a member of SAG and AFTRA, which are sort of the performers' unions. And a strike would cripple us again. The writer's strike was really tough. A lot of people lost a lot of work, and it was awful. And the actor strike, if it went on, would be even worse. Because when the writer's strike, you're still shooting stuff because there are scripts that have been written. But when the actors strike, everything shuts down because no one's there to act. So it's like you can still write and stuff like that, but nothing's being made. And so luckily, as the days progress, it looks less and less likely that there will be a strike. But if there was a strike, it'd be terrible and really hard to get over. And a lot of shows, maybe even Supernatural, could get canceled because of an actor strike. If they lose too much time, if they lose too much time, then it's better for the studios to completely cut ties as opposed to keep people on holding deals. So basically, we do not want a strike whatsoever, unless you hate Supernatural. Thank you.
As you mentioned before, you know, Sam didn't actually have to shut his cake hole. What would he play in the Impala?
What is it? Aussie Mellow Rock? Aussie Mullet Rock. I think Sam's a bit of a wiener with music. Jared loves what Dean loves. Jared loves Led Zeppelin and Beatles and Stones and, you know, classic rock. But I think Sam might be more into, that's not a wiener, maybe singer-songwriters. Sam seems pretty laid back, maybe like Jack Johnson, which is cool. Sam listens to Dave Matthews. I like that. Where did I go?
Over
Yes.
here.
Hi,
You
Jared.
travel fast.
Hi, Jared. I'm Laura.
Hi, Laura. I'm Jared.
Hi. I was just wondering, what's like the weirdest and creepiest a fan has ever said or done to you?
Weirdest or creepiest a fan? Butt grabs are funny. Or creepy or weird. I've been very lucky because people who usually know who I am know my work, you know? So it's not just like, hey, he's famous, grab his butt, you know, or something. It's like, hey, I like the show, or I hate the show, or I like this better, or weren't you in that? So it hasn't been anything too creepy and weird yet. You know, the odd goose here and there is awakening, to think of a word. But nothing too bad just yet. Don't try and set any records. Any of yous. Y'all guys.
Hi, Jared.
Hi.
My name is Rosetta Casablanca. I'm the mother of the twins, Lydia and Santina Casablanca. They sent gummy bears to to Jensen, sorry. Does he share them with you?
Wait, what happened?
He sends my daughter, Santina Casablanca.
Jensen's in a lot of trouble if he has gummy bears he hasn't been sharing with me.
Well, my daughter was really hoping that Jensen was going to be here with you. I'm wondering also, when will you be coming back to Sydney? Will it be on the 22nd of November?
Will we be coming back to Sydney on the 22nd of November?
Yeah?
No, because we're going to be shooting until probably December 15th-ish. I don't know when it's going to work out, but we're going to shoot, unless there's a strike, we're going to shoot from July till mid-December. And so we don't have enough time, because literally we work Friday and Monday every week. So we would basically be flying over the ocean and then have to turn around like over Fiji and
Oh,
head back.
that's sad. But
We're hoping to come back. He loved Sydney when he came, and I obviously love it and would love any excuse to get back.
Lydia and Santina has actually wrote 2 scripts. They're interested in acting, and they don't want to finish the HSC. Could you please encourage them to get the HSC, to go back to school so that they can be actors too? They're sitting at the front there in the aisle there, Lydia and Santina.
I certainly believe in finishing school. Like I just said earlier, I waited till I was 18 and done with school.
Thank
so
you very much.
I certainly believe in that. I think the industry is an interesting one, and I think it's best to sort of figure out who you are more, you know. So I'm a fan of school.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you watch the episodes when they go to air, like all the time?
I don't. I'm usually shooting when they go to air. Usually, Jensen and I are working when they air. So if we're on set, we'll try and go to our trailers to watch whenever we can. We'll TiVo it. But usually, I don't get a chance to watch them for a while because I'm usually behind, and so I don't want to watch this next episode. And also, I have a weird thing where I don't like to watch myself. I'm like, I didn't know I looked like that. I didn't know I made that face. Like, oh, I could have done that better. So I try and wait a while before I watch. Like, I haven't seen most of season 3 yet. I'm gonna wait and probably watch it when I get back to the States or something.
And also, if you're here today in Sydney, are you going to watch tonight's episode?
Is it on tonight? Yeah. Which episode?
Long distance caller. It's the one where Dean gets hexed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll watch it. I haven't seen it. If y'all are watching it, know that I'm also watching it, like with popcorn.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time that we have with Mr. Jared Padalecki. You can see him tonight on the TV, but also he's going to be here for the rest of the day. Please join me in thanking Mr. Jared
Thank y'all guys so
Padalecki.
much. Thank you. Y'all guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to us, and we work really, really long hours, and so thank you. Love y'all guys.
Thank you, Jared.